Hello guys, welcome to our reaction political. Of course, I've not done reaction political for a long time, though I'm in darkness. I still have to continue, guys. I don't know what is happening with these power people. I don't know whether they are rationing or whatever is happening. Power has to go off by 7, I'm telling you, and it comes back in the middle of the night, the times of the witches, when you cannot do anything. But I have to continue, guys, because at this rate, I'm seeing that Satan is actually colluding with Kenya Power to do me injustice, you know. So guys, welcome back to Edutainment for Us. I'm doing a short video here. I don't know whether I'll make it also to do something on Live Saga TV. If I don't make it, I'll do tomorrow, guys. But thank you so much for showing up on my channel, all of you. Even if it is later, even if it's for 5 minutes or few, thank you so much. So welcome. As far as we have a blackout, I have to go on because they always say work hard. David Juna was telling Cleo and the rest of us, the haters, you have to work hard whether you like it or not. Okay, so I'm trying so much to work hard even though I'm seated on the couch, or is it a stool? Thank you so much for showing up. Let me go up and talk about the political shenanigans in our country. Again, our country, Kenya, never misses political drama. Political drama is there every blessed day, every blessed day. So what is happening is this, yeah? The first thing that is happening is that FAROUK is being indicated to have been kicked out of the State House. I don't know whether this is true. It looks like propaganda. It looks like speculation. But we have to flow with the vibes till the end, okay? Now, I just want to raise questions over this. FAROUK Kibet has been actually raising very funny questions alongside Sudi. Sudi is a controversial one. FAROUK Kibet is a controversial one. But they have been indicated to be very fundamental to Ruto. So I don't know how they can be kicked out. I don't even believe this. I'm looking at it like a propaganda or just something to divert our attention, because currently people are talking about the offering of IDs, no, passports to illegals, okay? There was another debate around NGENO and his death. So I'm just thinking, is this something to divert attention or what? Because it looks fake, guys. Do you believe that our President Ruto would write a letter to FAROUK and tell him off from his government? I don't believe so. I doubt it. Seriously, I doubt it. I will be the last person to believe that FAROUK will be kicked out of the State House. And if he has to be kicked, he will be the last person to be kicked, and not now, because Ruto is actually anxious to win 2027. There is no way he can be kicking somebody like FAROUK, who is very important to him in terms of soliciting for votes, in terms of actually talking to people. Remember, he's the one who made sure that this guy in Malava won the vote. He was there all the time. I'm told, my relatives were telling me that he was camping there all the time, spreading money like papers all over the place. So how can he actually be kicked out? I don't think so. Just treat that like a rumor. But anyway, let's see the perspective of other people out there and what they are saying about this before we make our resolution. All right? Yeah. They say power doesn't disappear. It evaporates. 2 years ago, if Faruk Kibet called your phone, you answered. If you walked into a room, you stood up. If he mentioned your name to the president, you either got promoted or you got destroyed. Unajua watu wanasikiaga Faruk, 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 Faruk. Na hata hii watu unaona wajumbe hawa wanasifu. Umepata sana. Ni watu wamejipanga sana. Today, that same Faruk is campaigning door to door in Trans Nzoia like a first time MCA aspirant. Mwambie hata kupatia sako kitchen. Watu wa malaba mnauranga makwa kenako. Wengine wanakujendana la. Nenywe. Jameni, Nyasai naye anza. Si ikuja hapa Western mnaura makwa kenako. Ise mnaita. So what happened? Who clipped his wings? Jina langu naitwa FAROUK Kibet. Hapa ndipo. This is the place to be. Why is the president acting like this man never existed? You see, at that time, if you saw the president in public, FAROUK was precisely 45 centimeters away, sniffing and scanning anything that crept close to the president.
In fact, he moved like a man who considered proximity to power was a full-time occupation. He had no official title, no gazetted office, and no constitutional mandate. Yet his name carried more weight than the entire cabinet combined. Huyu Faruk ni mtu tofauti. Hata hao watu wa kuandika magazeti hawajui waandike anaitwa nani. Ule jamaa atakukosesha ni Faruk Kibet. Na hata hii watu unaona wajumbe hawa wanasifu Faruk ni watu wamejipanga sana. Wanajua wasipomsifu huyu mtu. Cabinet secretaries feared him. Governors tiptoed around him like interns around a temperamental boss. He dressed down senior government officials. And through it all, nobody dared ask the obvious question. Who exactly gave this man the remote control to the government? Wewe Faruk, Mungu akubariki sana. Na bariki watoto yako na familia yako. Fast forward about 2 years and the country has doubled down with another simple question. Where did he go? Because Kenyans have noticed Faruk is no longer the permanent fixture at State House doors, no longer the shadow at the president's shoulder. Instead, he is shaking hands with maize farmers in Trans Nzoia, begging for votes. Now let that marinate for a moment. From scolding governors to campaigning alongside Peter Salasia. So what really happened? Rigathi Gachagua has a theory. According to Gachagua, Faruk belongs to a trinity of advisors alongside Oscar Sudi and Kipchumba Murkomen, who collectively participated in what he describes as the systematic demolition of President Ruto's legitimacy. Ameshikana na vijana wadogo ambaye leo lazima niambie wa college wale wameharibia William Ruto uongozi wake na heshima yake kama kiongozi wa taifa. Akashikana na huyu Faruk Kibet, akashikana na huyu Oscar Sudi na huyu Kipchumba Murkomen. Hao watu watatu ndio wameweka William Ruto ile shimo wako leo. Their crimes, per Gashagua's telling, were threefold. Number one, poisoning the president's ears with catastrophically bad advice during the Gen Z protest. Number two, transforming State House into something resembling an open-air marketplace for dubious business deals. Number three, allowing individuals with money laundering allegations to loiter around the presidency like regulars at a neighborhood Chang'aa den. Siku William Ruto amechaguliwa, alikuwa ni kiongozi yako na umaarufu sana. Alipendwa sana. Watu walimwamini sana. Baada ya mwaka 3, ukizunguka Kenya kila mtu anasema aende nyumbani. Ukienda mlimani hakuna mtu anataka kumuona. Akiita mkutano lazima alipe watu pesa wamsikize. Akienda wapi? So mimi nikamwambia rais, hao vijana si watakuharibia serikali. Anasema bwana, vijana wako sawa. Wacha tukae na hawa.
Hapa.
So tumeendelea.
Umetoa maji ama bado? Yamechemka.
Kupigiwa kelele na watu ya nyumbani.
Haya, weka kwa thermos. Mengine uweke kwa kikombe, sio kama dada atakunywa chai.
Na Wakenya wengine wameniuliza wewe Rigiji. Naomba nikukatize kidogo mwisho kwa sababu tunataka wasikilizaji wetu waelewe. Umezungumzia Faruk Kibet.
All right guys, of course recently there was a debate after the interview that Gachagua had on Kalenjin FM. And so many questions were raised, and among the people who were mentioned by Gachagua as bringing the president down were Faruk Kibet, among others. But let me ask you one thing. Faruk Kibet has been on the forefront of campaigns, including Malava constituency. He was on the highest rank to ensure that Ndakwa won it, and indeed, he was given that post. Whether it was through a scrupulous way or whatever way, he did it, all right? Now, the other time, we have seen Faruk Kibet actually talking and defending the president. Would it really be justice when he is pushed out of the State House? Are these speculation that people are just making out of not understanding where he disappeared to? Do they still expect that he should be sitting close to the president? Might be the president actually acting in the intuition of what people really want, but doesn't really act based on what he wants. Now let's check on this video as well and see what is being said of late. So, of course, there is speculation that there is a letter of resignation, or rather firing, that has happened at State House. Is this real? Now look at this.
suddenly appears online, stamped with the seal of the presidency, signed in the name of the man of the center of Kenya's power, William Ruto. And the message is explosive. It claims the president has fired his most powerful gatekeeper, the man many called the invisible hand of the Second Republic, FAROUK Kibet, expelled from the corridors of power, accused of intimidation, vendettas, and tying people's house into a battlefield. FAROUK left, FAROUK right. FAROUK left, FAROUK right. Then minister documents spreads like wildfire across WhatsApp groups, TikTok clips, X timelines, and Facebook political pages. But here is the real question shaking Kenya. Was FAROUK Kibet truly fired, or is this the most dangerous political forgery of the year? Because behind the letter lies a deeper story, one that exposes the fractures, rivalries, and silent wars inside Kenya Kwanza. In Kenya, politics does not always explode with bombs. Sometimes it detonates with paper, and this letter looked authentic enough to trigger panic. It carried the letterhead of the executive office of the president. It praised FAROUK Kibet's loyalty, his decades of service. Then suddenly the tone turned. The document accused him of intimidation, unnecessary confrontation, and personal vendettas. It declared that he was barred from accessing status and any official presidential office. In other words, banished from the palace. Within hours, Kenya's political ecosystem went into overdrive. Opposition voices celebrated, government insiders went silent. Kenya Kwanza loyalists dismissed it as propaganda. But there was one glaring problem. No official confirmation came from the presidency, no statement from status, no communication from government spokespersons, which immediately triggered suspicion. Was this a political defect designed to cause chaos at the heart of power? To understand why this letter caused such shockwaves, you have to understand who FAROUK Kibet is. For nearly 3 decades, FAROUK has walked beside William Ruto like a shadow. From the days when Ruto was climbing the political ladder in parliament to the moment he finally captured the presidency in 2022, FAROUK was always there, quiet, loyal, feared.
All right, so where is the loyal FAROUK Kibet? A lot of questions are rising because of his presence that was overwhelming. Now, currently, the situations are different. He is capitally absent in the presence of the president. And so, the viral letter that went across now is coming back again. Is it a fake coup, or is it Kenya Kwanza civil war? Now, many people are asking this because they don't understand what's happening. Generally, in Kenya, before somebody disappears from the corridors of power, there is something that might have happened behind the cameras. There is a lot that goes behind the cameras than what goes in front of the cameras. Is this a strategy that the president is using to win back the hearts of some people? Because, of course, FAROUK Kibet has crossed with many. It might be a strategy. He will just be coming back after the president wins votes again. Now, away from that, we may be coming back to that later. We have a very confusing war that is going on after the death of NGENO. Of course, in parliament, you can clearly see some people who are supporting the fact that NGENO was actually not through an accident, but a situation that was created. And therefore, when you watch the parliament, there are people who are indicating that there is supposed to be a stringent rule that will protect people from dying the same death that we have seen with NGENO, the other 5, plus we have other leaders such as Ojode, among others that have died in air. During those discussions, we've also had some of the statements that have been placed by Ichung'wah, indicating that NGENO was never someone to revenge. He is not also someone who actually, oh, Trida, come on. Let me finish the video first, please. Let me finish the video. Thank you. Thank you, right? Yeah. Thank you for being generous. Okay, so it's quite clear that when you hear Kimani Ichung'wah, as opposed to other leaders speaking in parliament, then you'll get to understand the war that is going on. Meanwhile, let's watch the war that erupted at NGENO's home before we come back to parliament and finish. That is Oscar Sudi with his team, right? Nimetafuta uniform wote. Tiri nimemtafutia. Anabel sijui kama yake. Raha sweta. Sweta iko pale. Alright guys, so that was an unfortunate situation at the home of Johanna Kamilan, with supporters of Kamilan and Sudi actually clashing, and the police had actually to shoot a live bullet to stop these clashes. It's unfortunate actually, but anyway, in Parliament there were also some real moments, and let's check on this.
Believe me. you know the place I pick you from? Yeah. From there to Tanzania is 200 kilometers. I'm not like one kilometer.
Nataka mfanye mlale. Tafuta uniform haraka ulale. Haraka. Haraka. Alright, let's check in Parliament and see what was going on, because in Parliament things were not cool again, as there was drama with some actually clashing over the morning moments. Let's see.
Election years visited cases more than once on development or on social issues. Joanna NGENO, we worked with him even in last year December. We traversed even far beyond up to Uganda on support of artists of Uganda among those who are in Kenya. He is a man indeed that has shown and has grown his people. It is said back in his constituency, since he was elected, the community there was able to grow the education of their children more than enough. Now have gone to university. We've lost him, and I want to say that fair DJ Bambumbu, to the family, to the widows, so tonight we want to say, God be with you, be strong, as we stick to say that God will raise another leader to take over from him. May his soul rest in peace. Nyakundi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to convey my sincere heartfelt condolences on my own behalf, on behalf of the people.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this and championing the cause of success. Mr. Speaker, this is a man who does not give up. Consistently, whenever we had challenges in the committee, we saw a man behaving like a leader, a father, and a mentor. Mr. Speaker, we not have terms of reference for our committee because fair housing was a new concept. But through his wise leadership, through consultation and humility, we were able to develop our terms of reference that has made it become very successful as a committee. Mr. Speaker, this man is a father. I have seen this man in his house. I've seen this man as a community leader. I've seen this man as a churchman. Many people do not know that. We have lost a great man. We have lost other very strong people, particularly Captain Wele, who is known almost by everybody in this country. I eulogize them and say, may Almighty God stand with the young.
Weka kitabu kwa back.
Mwalimu Kombe.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipatia nafasi hii ili niweze nami kutoa rambirambi zangu na za jamii yangu na jamii pana ya Magarini. Mheshimiwa NGENO, binafsi
hizo nguo zako ni hizo, weka pale.
Ushujaa wake
Anabeli umeacha shuka hapo yani.
Haki
na usiku unalalia zote
za wananchi wake,
hiyo shuka umeacha hapo
upande wa mashamba. Alikuwa ni mtu wa kusimama kidete kuhakikisha kwamba watu wake hawadhulumiwi kirahisi.
Acha kelele.
Alikuwa na ushujaa wa kuweza hata kuvurutana na polisi na hatimaye kuhakikisha kwamba watu wake hawahangaishwi. Hakika katika bunge hili tutamkosa kiongozi shujaa na kiongozi mpenda watu, kiongozi mpenda maendeleo. Niombe tu Mwenyezi Mungu mwingi wa rehema, yule aliyeweza kunishika mkono nilipoachwa na baba nikiwa mdogo, akaweze kuwashika mkono wale watoto wadogo walioachwa, na akampe nguvu na hekima mjane ili akaweze kuwainua vijana kwa njia njema. Roho yake Mwenyezi Mungu ailaze mahali pema peponi palipo na wema, na akaijalie kaburi yake kuwa bustani katika mabustani peponi. Asante
Richard Yegon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity also, which I've gotten to eulogize.
Umechemsha maziwa? Chupa. Bagi yangu ya shule ipo. Alright guys, so during the eulogy moment, of course, some people came out to indicate that there was need for more attention to the situations of NGENO. And of course, this is a very controversial situation that will be sustained for a very long time. Because, of course, from the many records of media, you realize that Sifuna Uhuru actually did a
Kabla Zakayo anifikie, mimi nataka niseme, nilisikia MC mmoja hapa akisema ati ametuona tumeingia pamoja na kina Cheruyot, ati tuko pamoja. Hatuko pamoja. Sisi watu ya ODM tuliangalia vitu inafanyika na mandege hii Kenya, tukaambiwa Sifuna, ukiingia ndege hakikisha kuna mtu ya UDA pia ameingia hiyo ndege. Ndio kama kuna hasara, kama kuna hasara itapatikana, ODM ipoteze, UDA ipoteze, tutoke draw. Ndio maana nimekuja na Cheruyot, hatuko pamoja. Mtu asikudanganye bwana. Niseme.
I for one agree. Once you become an enemy of this regime.
Sifuna bwana.
Pamoja. Hatuko pamoja. Sisi watu ya ODM tuliangalia vitu inafanyika na mandege hii Kenya, tukaambiwa Sifuna, ukiingia ndege hakikisha kuna mtu ya UDA pia hiyo ndege. Ndio kama kuna hasara, kama kuna hasara itapatikana, ODM ipoteze, UDA ipoteze, tutoke draw. Ndio maana nimekuja na Cheruyot, hatuko pamoja.
Mzee Jomo Kenyatta alichoma mawe. Ng'ombe moja ilikuwa inaenda na shilingi 10. That was 1974. Tukapoteza ng'ombe lakini tulisamehe mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Ndio
huyo ni ngumu. Unajua hii Kenya, siasa ya Kenya ni ngumu. And I make predictions that happen. We are going towards election. Before we get to 2027,
a lot of people within the political space will go to Sayuni. You will see very mysterious deaths of members of parliament, MCAs, a governor who just looked healthy the other day is gone. Because they are now thinking about how do they survive post 2032. We want this one to be taking charge of this. You can either be bought or be done away with.
Even though I don't have the evidence, Nemo has been killed because he refused to sign the land which has got rare minerals. Thank you, sir.
Alright guys, let's end here and get to Live Saga TV.